Well, good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you hang out with me and my dogs in here and follow me on my sewing journey. And I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Hello, hello. It does go by so fast in the chat, doesn't it? The girls are ready for their bones, so I can get them out of this room. So let's go ahead and do that. You guys, we had such a wonderful weekend with them. Where is Dottie? Where's Dottie Dot? Where'd she go? Were you hiding? You were hiding, weren't you? Sweet girl. Let me get that out of the way. So everybody, star of the show, Miss Thing. Just go ahead and hog the whole, right upstage Frito. Yes, that's right. We have to do that. You miss seeing me at the Houston show? I'm sorry. There you go, baby girl. And there's one for you, Frito. Frito got in trouble. She didn't come in when Daddy called her this morning, and he got mad at her, which is why I only let him out in the backyard. There you go. But out front, she tends to wander. Hello. Yes. All right. And we're going to get our chew sticks so we can brush our teeth and not ever have to go to a dentist visit for the dog. And we've got some tri-wrapped chicken, beef, whatever, rawhide for both of them. I use those loppers from DeWalt, the battery operated ones, those big loppers. You know what have you guys seen those things? That'll take off your finger in a second. So you got to be really careful. But I use those to cut these. So this is two of those, but these are Dottie size. All right, I'm going to show you guys. You're going to look at my horribly messy cutting table, and I'm going to go get these girls out of here. There we go. Look at that. There's up on the rooftop, ready to stitch. Come on, y'all. Let's go outside. Let's go over here. Dottie, get out of my way, girlfriend. Come on, baby. Out here. Yeah. This one's yours, and this one's yours. All right. Bye-bye. Good girls. And close this door. Okay. Awesome. And I'm going to turn it down a degree. I don't want it to get too warm in here. Oh, my goodness. Okay. We've been through that. Awesome. Dottie did so good this weekend in the motorhome. She definitely, I would say 100% is housebroken. So we have not had an accident in weeks, and just 3 months old. Not a fan of potty pads for dogs, you guys. It's too confusing. They don't know the difference between a piece of tile, a piece of carpet, and a potty pad. They don't know it. So, she's completely housebroken. So I'm just tickled to death. We don't worry anymore about, keeping an eye on her and anticipating her needs. Yay, Dottie. I know. Quilting with Harriet. So you guys, in our Facebook group, I was able to show Quilting with Harriet had a quilt that was accepted into the Houston Quilt Festival. I'm going to pull it up in my pictures. We just got back from Houston yesterday, and I want to show you guys her quilt so that, let's see, that's iCloud is where all those pictures are. And what she did, she took a simple log cabin block, and the name of the display for that, it was a special category, and it was for handy quilter educators. So she made, let's see, click on here and get this thing rolling. It was called Black and White +1. So she chose red, and let me show you her quilt. It is gorgeous. Let's do a share screen. Our own Quilting with Harriet had her quilt accepted at Houston. Y'all, that, while some quilters love getting ribbons, showing your quilt at Houston is like the Super Bowl. It's amazing. So look at this, y'all. It is a simple log cabin. But when you, I want to zoom into it if I can. Yeah, let's zoom in. It's letting my fingers do the zoom. Look at that custom quilting in the white space, or the off-white. That's what made that stand out. Black and White +1. So congratulations, Harriet. Just so proud of you. that that was there. So, so proud. Love it. Well deserved, my friend. That took a lot. And I'm wondering, since they all look so much the same, let me know, Harriet, did you design that design in the designer and then put it in those blocks? Did you do that? I want to know how that was done. And if we don't get to it today, call me. I want to know. So fantastic, fantastic. I did put a kind of a montage of everybody who showed up and got pictures with me at Houston and did that. I put that on our Facebook group. So it was great. Really, really great. Y'all, there are some quilts there. I look at it and I go, ugh. You know, that's the thing about quilting. There's something for everybody. I'm sure that face I just made, if somebody stops at it, that's where it's going to stop, is on that awful face on Facebook, on YouTube. So yeah, wonderful, wonderful weekend. I had so much fun. I saw so many viewers. And I had, like Becky, she comes in here in the chat sometimes, and she looked for me both days and missed me all the way around. But y'all, I was at Yazzy's booth from 10 to 11 on both days. And then again at 1 o'clock on Friday, I was there. Met up with Scott from Hot Fix Adhesive at the show as well. And he told me something about that product that I'm going to show you guys. And did I buy any goodies? You want to see the goodies, Amy? Yeah, I did. Nothing's, well, I got a couple of spectacular things that are coming. There was an on order for a quilt hanging board and a board to hang your quilts. And it's just a piece of wood, and how it works is really unique. His name is Hal, and I put on order one to put up above my door here so that I can hang a quilt very easily and swap them out. And then another one for the other side of my design wall. But I don't have pictures of it or anything. We are going to be working together. I'm very excited. I love sharing those crazy, fantastic products with you guys. So what did I get? Nothing, you know, super cool. Hold on, let me get back in frame here. Lots of zippers from Bianni. I bought the 4-yard bags of pink, melon, black, and gray. The black and gray I'm thinking backpacks for grandsons. So they had a deal where it was a sale. If you bought 3, you got a percentage off. So that was good. And then my backpack and also some black mesh for the boys backpack. I bought another orange, or the melon it's called, pumpkin. Maybe I got the wrong one. I was going to so I didn't have double. I might have got the wrong one. Knowing me, I probably did. But for the backpack bag that I was making with Claudia at the quilt shop, the one I chose, oh, they're the same. Yay. So I think, yeah. Or maybe I did buy another one, whatever. So I didn't have enough of this color. So I bought another one too, because it's got 2 zippers on this backpack. Also talked to Annie herself, Unrein, about making a video on her channel to show everybody how I prep the pieces, not only the background quilting, but also the shapes themselves on the long arm. So that's pretty cool. That will be happening probably in the spring. Got that going on. And then let me put this doesn't go here. This is my travel kit for classes. Okay. And collage quilters. So Hot Fix Adhesive has come out with another product, and it's called Hot Fix Adhesive Plus. Okay. He was handing out sample packs of this Hot Fix Adhesive Plus. It is a repositionable substrate. It's a repositionable substrate. So it says no fibers or webbing, no fraying, no stitching required, no stitching required, no gumming up the needle, permanent and washable. But so here's what it is. I'll show you what it looks like. We wanted to introduce ourselves and provide you with a sample of the new Hot Fix Adhesive Plus. It's perfect for quilting and applique. So the reason I mention this for you collage quilters, so this is what it looks like. Okay, there's the paper side, and the back side, the regular Hot Fix, it feels it's got kind of a rubber. This one doesn't. When you iron your fabric, so this goes on the back side of your pretty fabric, right? And you iron it on there. Once you peel that paper away, you can set your piece exactly where you want it to go, you think, and then maybe later you change your mind. You can pull it up and move it. It's completely repositionable and it does not lose its sticky. So I don't have a link to this below. So Scott, he's a one-man show. There's one guy that owns Hot Fix and he doesn't have any employees. This is him out of Florida. So he took a lot of his products down off of Amazon and out of the website because he was going to be at the show in Houston and couldn't fill orders. So this stuff, I saw him demoing this. He had a beautiful, you know how you make a pumpkin and it's got the segments of the pumpkin, right? And the leaves and all that. He had all of that laid out and he was able to move the pieces and then pick it up and shake it and it didn't come off before it got ironed down. Once you iron it down, it's permanent. But you can move these around and it sticks where you want it to stick. So when you're doing collage quilting, that's huge because you might cut, excuse me, a piece wrong and need to move it, you know. Pardon me. So I am a believer in this stuff. And the Hot Fix Adhesive Featherweight, which is what I have been using, I've got a whole roll of it, a big box roll, like $130. And it's Hot Fix by the yard. He told me that you can use this on your scan and cut with the paper on, pretty side up. And I've never done that. I cut a bunch. Let me go over here. I cut all of the pieces for block 1 of the Bunny Hill Designs Prairie Days before we left for Houston. And I want to show you how they came out. I know that they'll look fine on the quilt. Sorry, I had to go over to my scan and cut. But they're kind of curly because I peeled these off the mat. They got a tiny bit of fray and they're kind of curly, but there's a lot of pieces here. So this is how, like, this is the eave on a barn. Okay. And it has a tiny bit of, but it'll look fine. I'll show you. So I pulled this hill. See the cow hill? I don't know if you can see this. Hold on. See how it's kind of frayed on that edge right there, right here. See that fray? That's because I did not have the paper on the back and I just did it pretty side up with a brand new, almost new, I've used it twice, matte standard tack, and I got a little fray. Not that big of a deal, but today I'm going to recut all of these and see if it works. So I would start it with a new mat. And that 24-inch mat I have is pretty new. So I'm going to clean it up, get all the little fuzzies off of it. To me, that's going to really extend. If I can get these cut accurately with the paper on the back, that's going to get rid of all of the fabric fuzz all over the mat, right? That'll be cool. Okay, so I was excited to learn about that because I do so much applique. That just makes all the difference. Alrighty, now, do you put that Hot Fix directly on the fabric or the mat? You put it on the fabric, right? And then you put your fabric pretty side up, paper side down. That's what you do. So I'm going to give that a shot today and see if it works, and I'll let y'all know. And then take a good long look at this hot mess behind me. of everything I got going on back here because it's going to change. All of this is going to change. So this table right here with the curve, it's a corner piece and they don't make it anymore. It was at IKEA and I've got these Adelis legs under these things and they wobble and they're a mess, hot mess, right? This is just a mess. I got so much going on back here. I've got, there's a 3-drawer plastic unit from Walmart under there with all my embroidery blanks. And then over here, there's the 4-basket unit from IKEA that has all things Kimberbell. It's got threads, it's got blanks, it's got dime stuff in it. It's a hot mess. I know where everything is, sorta, but I am getting, are you ready? It is called Create Room. One of these. There it is, right there. Create Room. Oh, hold on a second. I can take that down. Create Room. That is, Becky says, that looks normal to me. Now, everything has a place, everything in its place. And I love this. It comes with all of the, so you can get all different kinds. Okay. So it closes up completely. I'll never do that. I always want mine to be open. Always want mine to be open. Keith says, so are you going to put it against the wall where your shadow box is? My military retirement shadow box up there. Yes, I am. And the shadow box will go on top of it. It's not that tall, so it'll work. Your friend just got one, Bernadette, and she loves it. Yeah. So don't buy it yet. I'm going to be an affiliate for this company, you guys. Haha. I will have links to this on my website when we get all that set up. You can get just one of these, okay? But what I love about this, first of all, it is double the strength of IKEA furniture. And the hardware is more durable than IKEA furniture. You know, IKEA, once you build it, it looks fine. Once you get it up, it looks fine, but don't move it because it'll fall apart, right? But it comes with all of these clear drawers, all of the clear containers. It comes with all of the plastic pieces, to put on the inside. So this is from High Country Quilts out of Colorado Springs. He tells me he's opening a store in Denver. Yay. Very exciting. So I've got I'm going to get this. So what'll be going will be all of this is going to be organized in a corner unit of Create Room. This flexi spot right here probably is going to go into another room that we had. You tried it with Hot Fix a couple years ago and it came apart with that Hot Fix stuff. Anyway, so I'm very excited about this. So this setup right here, I'm getting the jumbo one, but this setup right here, it's actually 3 pieces. This is a piece, this is a piece, and this is a piece. Now this fold out piece right here will hold up to like 35 pounds, not enough for the luminaire. But these other pieces that come out in an L, those will hold it up. So there's going to be a whole lot of changing around going in here. Definitely. Lots of changes. I'm really happy about that. I needed, and really, and that quilt hanger that I'm going to get, I was telling Keith just before we left, when I was sitting here and I was in front of that door, right behind me, I got that door. If I put this over there, that it goes very dark on me. See how it got darker? That's because of that light coming in through that door. So I need to hang a quilt over it. And I told Keith, I said, I need a permanent solution for this. And I'm walking by the guy at the festival and I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And he's got them in white. Yay. So very happy about that. What is the price you're changing your craft room? So Pamela, I don't know. It depends on which pieces you get and how many, and because there's so many different parts and pieces. But I, go on, you can go on High Country Quilts and look at the Create Room. They're a dealer for Create Room. But yeah, it comes with all of these, the trays, comes with all your trays, it comes with all your plastic parts and all that. Now, you're not, I don't have spools of ribbon. You're not going to see that. And it's got these clamps that will hold rolls of stabilizer too, or vinyl or whatever. So it's going to take me a minute to get it organized, but I'm looking forward to it. So that's kind of what I got out of Festival. I made it all the way to the end. Oh, and I got, until I get that wood thing here, I got, where'd I put them? Sew Tights has the quilt hangers. So that's going to go up first until the wooden one comes. The wooden one's not cheap, you guys. They're handcrafted. And they've got these metal things inside of them that lock your quilt into place. All different sizes, from this to 10 feet, whatever you need. He's got it all. So, and then all different finishes in that. But they're handmade. They're custom made. I love custom stuff. But it's expensive, right? What did I do with those? I had them sitting out to show y'all. There they are. No, that's a pouch. I got a couple more Yazzie pouches to organize my stuff again. And I don't know what I did with those, y'all. Oh, here they are. So Sew Tights. Right now, if you use my Sew Tights link below the video, you'll get 15% off with my coupon code. Tomorrow, that goes away. I think it might have been through Sunday. It might have been through the 12th. I think it was, is today the 13th? Yeah, I think you missed it. You can still get 10% off with my coupon code. So Sew Tights has these quilt hangers, and I'm going to be putting this up above that door until my wooden one gets here. But this is it. So they look like Sew Tight magnums. They're gray, so they don't stand out bright yellow like the magnums. But they have a permanent metal rod piece, okay, that hangs. You mount it to your wall, and then you've got the super, super strong magnets to, and this thing slides out and makes, long. There's a bunch of pieces of it in here. Let's check it out. I'm going to open it up, check it out. Anyway, whenever you organize, you can't find anything. Vicki, I'm organizing now. I'm using Dana K. White's method of organization. Where would I look for it first? It's intuitive. These are called Sew Tights Quick Hang. It's a new product they put out in 2025. The downside of the quick hang is you will see the magnets on the outside of the quilt. See those gray magnets on the outside? You will see that. You don't necessarily want that. That's why I hadn't gotten these before. But I wanted to show this to y'all. Because in your own sewing room, sometimes it doesn't matter, right? But you want to decorate your walls. Okay, so there's this. It comes with screws and little sleeves for the screws, whatever those are called. Whatever they're called. Y'all, I spent a load of time yesterday working in Embroidery for 2 blocks of the crow and vines that I'm going to stitch today. 2 blocks. I should show y'all this while it's stitching. I'm doing this 3rd block the old-fashioned way. Okay, here we go. This is what I've got. Okay. All right, so these are the really strong magnets and backings. So they come with extra backings. You won't need them once they go on here. And then there are 4 pieces of this that you mount. Let me see if I can. There's 4 pieces. See that? Of this metal. These are metal strips. And you can mount them where you need to on your wall. And then you just use magnets to throw them up there. Super easy. And these are strong. Yeah. So I got those as well. So that's my haul. I don't get a whole lot because, y'all, I got stuff going on. Oh, my gosh. But I'm very excited to try out that new hot fix method. Yeah. And then while everybody was quiet, when we finally got back here and everything had been put away from the motorhome, I went ahead and cut the rest of the last week row of up on the rooftop. And I'm going to stitch that up today. You can put them up with your triangles that you sew on the back of your quilts. Yeah. Correct. Yeah, I could. So do I have any wall left? Brenda, I actually do. I'll show you guys a big piece of unused wall. And that is that space. Don't look, there's my TV. Right there behind my long arm, you see my subscribe banner that I've had forever and ever? Where that one block is, y'all, that's behind my long arm and I can't get to it that easy. So this side I can get to because it's right next to my piecing machine where that pink chair is. And I'm on that one all the time. And I even have another one, the Classy American Design Wall. I saw Anthony again. He was there. So I've got that one. That's got my quilted Christmas tree on it. But where that single block is from flowering, that is totally unused, completely unused. And I am going to put, I'm going to put one of those wooden quilt hangers up above that. And I think that's going to make a beautiful backdrop for when I'm doing things on the long arm, and I'll have a pretty quilt hanging there. But I can't get back there. It's a pain. I got to keep my weight down. I do have a bare spot. Do I have a bare spot? Yeah, and I'm fixing to take down, there's a on the wall calendar underneath a shelf. I'm getting ready to take that down. I won't be using it anymore. You know, you just have to keep it fresh. D. Obelman, you figured out how to become a member. Atta girl. I did put a link below. How to become a member of my channel. You can get to it on the link. I created it in Chrome and stuck it down below. I get on it. Karen says, get on it. I can't imagine you having a bare spot. I know, right? I know. So I want to go ahead. I'm going to turn this camera. I want to go ahead and stitch up that third block for, I got so much. Look at what's going on here, you guys. So I did get a couple more Yazzie pouches. I got the block carry case and another one for little blocks. Keith took the other one. This is a pack of 2, and he took it to put his cords in. And then this is the rest of the completed pieces. And I've got a link below for 10% off Yazzie products as well. But these are the completed parts of Up on the Rooftop. So those are all together. That works really good. I'm going to use this 6x10 magnetic hoop from Designs and Machine Embroidery. I have a little piece of batting here. And y'all, when I cut these, I don't get all wound up about exact measurements. I just put it here on, I'll put the top frame, make sure I have 1 inch or so, 1.5 inches. I'm going to do this left-handed. And then just trim it up. I just kind of follow a line on the mat, sort of. And that works. You don't have to get real picky about that. And then when you guys get these magnetic hoops, oh, I ran into Aine McCarthy from Dime OESD. Just love her. She's such a sweetheart. So there's the bottom frame. I'm going to put my stabilizer right there. And then I'm going to put the handle out here like this, kind of on half. This is how you keep your fingers from getting pinched. And then I'm going to stand this up and feel that the edges, the ends are real close, top and bottom, and just lay it down, okay? And then just pull this out. And that's how you keep your fingers from getting bit. Super simple. I love that technique. I'll straighten this up. And then I'm going to float my, my little piece of batting and my background fabric. I'm going to float it. So we can get to going on this and get stitching. Doing it the old-fashioned way, you guys. I'm going to be cutting out all of the, well, Nancy, I'm glad you could make the live too. I'm glad you're here. Hey, you guys, we got a virtual kitchen. Scotty Dog's got breakfast stuff in there. Wander over there. Lady asked me at the show, where is it? I said, it's pretend. It's virtual. It's pretend. We have such a good time. Y'all, I was I was going somewhere at Quilt Festival, and I heard somebody walk by me. She walked by me and she said, maintain the integrity of the base shape, and kept going. And I was like, who said that? I didn't even see her. Hilarious. Oh my gosh. Yep, those are my viewers. Okay. Oh, I got to show you. Here's my back bowl for the rope bowls that we did. Didn't that come out adorable? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Y'all, I got to tell you, so when I got finished doing this, I had a couple of gaps between my rope pieces. I just put it back on the machine and pushed the rope pieces together and stitched them together. Also, the instructions when you're trying to do this is Kimberbell. Okay, this is holiday rope bowls. And the instructions tell you to put the needle down and leave the bowl in the machine and then do the finish off. I don't do that. I tie it off at the top or wherever, little ways. And then I use clips to hold the rope where I want. I pull the bowl out of the machine. Leaving it in the machine, especially if you have a smaller machine, tie it off, just cut the thread. And then I use clips to hold it. Get this exactly the way I wanted it. I hot glued this on. Y'all know I'm not hand stitching anything. And then I just finished it up with the same stitch. You cannot tell where I started it or stopped it. It's great. I got the backing in. Everything looks great. Candy bowl. Yay. You're going to do the smaller version of Autumn Love? Yeah, Sandy. That's what I'm doing. This is the 6x10. This is what I'm doing. Carriage is going to move. Okay. You do you. I like that. Okay. Oh, I got to put on my embroidery foot. So many projects to do. I know. Yasmita Magan, Yazzie Bag, she sold all completely out of the quilt project bags that she designed based on me telling her, we need more space in our bags. Sold them all out. And so very, very happy. Thank you all so much for patronizing her. She was so thrilled. We were on our way out the door. It was like, I don't know, a little after 2. And went by her booth to say bye. And she had bald spots all around on her table. She's like, I don't have anything left. Yeah, I know. I was so happy for her too. Let me switch out my machine foot. I need to do that. Y'all, it's warm in here. Ooh. All right. So when you first, let's see. Right now, this is in my way, okay? So I'm going to tell my machine sewing, even though I'm going to embroider. I'm going to tell it okay. That gets it out of the way. Isn't that nice? That's just a little hint. You don't have to leave it on embroidery. Get it on sewing. For these combo machines, that gives you some room over here. Okay. I'm going to put this back over here. And then put this on. Somehow, it goes on here somehow, right? I didn't get any stitching done. I did a little bit before we left, but not as much as I would have liked. And I didn't do any stitching at all. We had a great time at the RV park. It was very nice. Okay, this is going to go over here. And I'm going to switch out from the matte bobbin to the high sheen bobbin that I got. Your brother has a special bobbin for embroidery. Does the Luminaire have that? Yes, it does. So let's talk about bobbins, okay? I need one. This one will work. She's talking about bobbin case. I'll show you guys. Brother Machines. Brother and Baby Lock machines. Right. Hold on. Up. There we go. You'll get 2 different cases. Now mine has a purple dot in the bottom. Okay. And I got another purple dot here and another purple dot. Does this one have a purple dot? No. And then they'll have a case that doesn't have a dot in the bottom. Oh, that one does. No, that one has another hole. That's different. That's not a dot down there. That's a hole. So, oh, I have 2 of them. I see. Yep. So there's, see the purple dot? What that is, and yours might be green, it might be blue, it might be whatever, okay? So that is a designation that the tension on this bobbin is tighter than standard for sewing threads. And it's based on the weight of the thread. So most bobbins are 60 to 70 weight, okay? And I have a mess in there. Most bobbins are 60 to 70 weight. And then standard sewing thread is around 40. That's some fuzz in there. So you might want to switch your bobbin case. You don't have to, but you might want to switch your bobbin case if you're doing freestanding lace and you have got a bobbin of the same weight at the top. That's if like you're using 40 weight, standard 40 weight embroidery thread. It's a little bit thicker than the other. So again, you don't have to, but like this is 40 weight. This is Essential Pro Poly Matte. That's what I piece with all the time for quilt piecing. That's how. So just use the case with the dot on it for these. This is size 70. So it's a 70 weight, 60 or 70 weight, meaning the filament is much thinner. So it needs a tighter tension to keep proper tension so it's not wobbling and loose. You'll get prettier stitch outs with that. I need to make a note. That's important. I thank you for asking that. Which one do I use for edge-to-edge quilting? So Meredith, that's going to depend on whether you're going to see it from the back or not. Okay. Class 15 bobbin or an L. Class 15 for these machines. L for Spanky, the 10 needle. So it just depends on whether it's going to be seen from the back. Same as freestanding lace, right? So if your thread is going to be seen from the back like a quilt that somebody will snuggle with, then you would want to, if you're going to use 40 weight on the bobbin, use a standard bobbin case. If you're going to use embroidery bobbin thread, standard 60, 70 weight, use the bobbin case with a dot. Does that help? So let me put this back in here. Now, I'm not saying you can't, right? You can try it. It'll work. I've done it before. I made those angels with the standard embroidery bobbin case with gold. I was using the metallic thread. Yeah, I made that with King Star, those little angels, a couple years ago. Remember that? Okay. Let's get this thread changed, shall we? Oh, I didn't put any background quilting behind this. I'll do it from the Luminaire. And what thread am I going to use for that? Probably this. Okay. I'm a hot mess, y'all. Oh my goodness. So I'm only doing these vines and crows, or crows and vines or whatever, blocks, because somebody sent me an email and said, please do those. I said, all right. So I'm talking about Autumn Love on the vines and the crows. That is the embroidery quilt from Lori Holt. And you can't see it here. What is going on? Oh, that's that. You can't see it here because it's got the brown label in front of it, but it's got 2 crows and it's got a bowl with a bunch of vines. Y'all, those are 3 separate blocks to put those together. You're supposed to do a tiling scene and put them together. The problem is that the center one is taller than the end ones. And you, right away, you want to cut the end ones short. Don't do that. Just don't trim the horizontal lines until you're all done. Just FYI. I kind of noticed that last night. I was like, why is that? That's weird the way they did that. And I need my bobbin. I'm going to be on a Hoop Sisters virtual event on the 5th of November. And they're having a big to-do about it. I need to get the link for it and put it below. You can register. They're going to give away an embroidery machine. Yeah, that's going to be cool. So I'm going to be on there it's a 2-day event, and I'm going to be on there. You get a free big embroidery pattern. The whole thing. They advertised it. All right. Did I do that correctly? Yes. Very good. And I need to now tell the machine I'm going into embroidery instead of sewing. So anyway, I'm going to be talking about stitching success tips and tricks, and the bobbin case is a good one to talk about. Embroidery, okay, it's going to move. There we go. And I brought it over here. I actually have the design with me this time on my USB. Finally, I'm going to go to Pocket for Memory and USB. And there it is. Crow Vines Block 3 set. All right, here we go. Just going to get going. And the first line is a I don't want to do it. I'm going to skip over it. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. November 5th, Hoop Sisters, definitely going on your calendar. Debbie, I think it's a paid event. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's free, but yeah, check it out. I'm going to skip the first stitch. So let me go into embroidery, and I'm going to go to needle plus minus, and there we go. Okay. Oh, I need background quilting. Let me go back. Tell it okay. Return. How big is this? 6.01 by 5.5. Okay, I'm going to go to add. Watch this. This is cool. Let me see if I can get that glare off my machine. Okay, let me get you in here. Where's my button? Where's the button so you guys can zoom? So my design, I want to show you this. This is cool. The design is 6.01 by 5.5. So I'm going to go to, let's see where I'm at. I'm going to go to Design Center, which is a button down here at the bottom. Okay. I don't know if you have to be in Design Center or not, but let's see. Okay. I need a shape. And I'm going to choose my square and tell it okay. And then I need to hit the size button for the shape. And you've got a keyboard up here pad. If you only have the XP1, you don't have that little keypad. You need the upgrade for that. So I'm going to hit, otherwise you can just use the button and hold it. So this first one, 6.19, I'm going to put 6.10 set, and this is 5.5. So I'm going to tell it 5.5 set. Ta-da! And tell it okay. Now I need to put a design in it. Background quilting. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Touch my designs. And I'm going to go to their fancy designs, and I'm going to select. And I want the cross hatching, I think. And tell it okay. And tell it okay. And I'm going to take my paint bucket, and I'm going to dump that cross hatching in there. That's how that works. You have to give it a shape so it knows how big it's going to be. And I don't know if that's a little tight or not. I'm going to tell it next. And it's digitizing. So here we go. Now I don't want that black line around the outside. So I'm going to touch, let me back out a little bit. I'm going to touch this and make it thickness for the stitching. I want it to be thin. Thin stitching. I don't want it to triple stitch. A single stitch would be nice. And on the design itself, I want it to be, 125 maybe, and tell it okay. That's going to change the cross hatching. Yeah, that looks really good. See, that looks a lot better, right? And I'm going to tell it set. And now it says it has converted to an embroidery pattern. And we're going to go back out into the embroidery screen. I'm going to tell it okay. Now I still have that big black line, and I want that to stitch before the bird. So I'm going to go to edit, and we're going to go into alignment stitch order, which is these 3 boxes down here. And I want you to move up 1. There we go, and tell it okay. That looks good. Now I'm going to go into the do not stitch button. And that's this one that has a red line through it. It looks like a zigzag. I'm going to tap that. And we're talking about up here, it's showing the cross hatching. I want that. I'm going to touch this one. That's that big black outline. And I'm going to tap do not stitch. And now this is all I'm going to get. I'm going to tell it okay. Oh, that looks so good. See? Now I've got cross hatching on the back. Doesn't that look amazing? I love it. That's going to look really good. How cool. I'm going to tell it embroidery. And we are ready to go. How about that? I love it. Let's do some cross hatching, shall we? Okay. See how I did that? Your Altair, it should do it. Yeah, absolutely should do it. There we go. Why are you going so slow? What's going on? Let me stop this. Let me go into my settings. I don't know why that's going so slow. Hey, Shay Shay, you've been a member for 1 month. Look at you. Good for you. So I had said for the members only videos, I was going to do one video a month. On this video for the Prairie Days that I'm working on for my members. Hi, Karen, you're new to the live. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. So y'all, there's going to be 4 or 5 videos for that block 1. There's a lot to that. So I'm doing 1 block for my members to show you guys. You just watch, you'll see the same thing, but it'll give you an idea of what we're doing. Why is that so slow? This is annoying me. Let me stop this. Is that right? Y'all, that's annoying me. I'm going to cut it. Where am I at? I'm on stitch 428. I'm going to go into return. Oh, let me go to my settings. Max embroidery speed 350. What is that about? Let's go to 800. Tell it okay. I'll be here till I'm dead. There we go. That's what I want. No, the travel lines weren't removed, Debbie. It was slow because it was max embroidery speed 350. I don't know why that was on like that. I must have been doing something I don't remember. Actually, Cindy, so this is a misnomer. She says it's the slide button on the front of the machine. So that slide button on the front of the machine, this is the one she's talking about right here. It's got a single arrow, double arrow, triple arrow. That is actually only in sewing. Embroidery is managed by the settings for a max embroidery speed, and then the embroidery design will do what it wants. It knows, the machine knows to slow down in certain places. Is there a video where I finished the house block? No, because I have not finished the house block. They're all done. They're just not put together. I'll show you. They're all done. They're just not put together. So I am going to do something. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Yeah, those pieces are not put together, but I can do that. I can put them together. We could put them together another day. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, I'm not going to stitch that. That's the outer basting line. I don't want that because I'm going to be using the Trimmer by George probably. So I'm going to go to needle plus minus and skip over it. And there is the first placement line for the bird. Tell it, okay, I need to. I don't need to switch my thread until we get going here, until it's ready to do the final stitching. And it's going to final stitch right after anyway, so I'm just going to change it so I can see it. So I had so many people come up to me and tell me they just love the Stitchuation room. They watch all the time. And a lot of my repeat folks, the replay guys, I just love y'all. Y'all are in California and working still, sorry, you know, and you watch on replay. And I appreciate that so much. That's so nice. Let's see if I'm not missing anything. Let's see. I got to remember that I did that cross hatching and I'm switching it to a 125 size for those other 2 blocks because I was going to do them on this machine. Let me pull this through. Okay. I had people come up and tell me that they are beginning to dip their toe into the quilting world because of what they see here. And then I have quilters telling me they're bringing out their embroidery arms because of what they see here. And that just, y'all, that just makes my day. That is the point, right? Okay. So when I do applique this way, you know, the book might tell you cut a square X size. I don't have time for that. So I'm just going to lay this down. I have a big old fat quarter. I'm just going to lay it down and make sure everything is covered. And then I'm going to let it do the tack down stitch. So I've got that whole big fat quarter hanging off the side. Who cares? Just to make sure that that bird's going to be completely covered. You make sure that the outline stitch is completely covered. There we go. And then good habits. When you are trimming your fabric, never up like this and be working like that, okay? On your, you need a firm, flat surface. I preach this. Yeah. I'm going back to the old-fashioned way. Well, Karen, I'm doing this because I have a lot of viewers who don't have scan and cuts. Now, the other 2 blocks, I'm pre-cutting that. I spent a lot of time yesterday in front of Embrilliance getting the stitches in the correct order so that all the applique position stitches go down at the same time. And I'm doing 2 blocks at once. I spent a lot of time on that. And you know, I could probably, I'll show you how busy that is, y'all. For 2 blocks at one time, blocks 1 and 2. This is block 3 of the crow and vines. 14 different things. 14 different sections of pieces in blocks 1 and 2 with different fabrics. And those little leaves in the vine, they're not all the same size. So if you pre-cut them, you need to know what's what. It was a challenge. And then color sort it, right? I did that. So I got it pretty close. I'll probably be doing that today. I don't think I want to do it in the multi-needle. I think I'm going to do it at the on the single needle. And I'll just come over here and be working on this. But I have a lot of folks that don't have embroidery software or a scan and cut, and I wanted to show them this is the process for cutting applique, doing applique in the hoop. Okay. I don't need this fabric again, so I'm folding it up. So there's the body of my little bird. So you have an applique placement line. You put your fabric on it, and then you have the tack down. You're done with that. And then you're going to put it back in, and it's going to do the legs for the bird. I need to change my thread color. And when I change my threads, what do I do with my scissors? Okay. Oh, I saw Gail there. Gail lives in Austin, and she gave me a pair of earrings. How cute. I love it. I was going to wear them the second day, and I couldn't find them. And because I saw her on Friday. She was in my backpack class at Stitched in Shirts. And I wanted to wear these on Saturday, and I couldn't find them. And so I thought, oh, I hope they didn't fall out on the floor when I was walking around, digging around in my bag or whatever. And so I got home last night, you know, and the first thing I got to do is laundry. So, oops. So I did laundry, and I was pulling the second load out of the washer, and what do I find? The plastic Ziploc bag was fully intact with those earrings in it. The cardboard was dry and the rings were perfect. And I said, oh, thank Jesus, I didn't want to ruin those. They made it. I guess I stuck them in my pocket. That's what I did. I should know better. I should know better. This looks like a bright light, and it's not. It says, I love embroidery. I love machine embroidery. Okay, let's do some legs. There we go on the bird. See, now I would have put the legs up behind. So I had a very good conversation with Allison from Sweet Pea Machine Embroidery. So you got to say, have a great day. Thank you, Tammy. You too. Enjoy your day. You want to go to your machine? Yeah, I'm inspiring you. You just want to get and go do something, right? I love it. I love it. Oh, those legs look good. Oh my goodness. Now these vines, y'all, 4 different colors of green. That's way too much for my taste. But I'm going to pre-cut them. All right. Next is the wing for the bird. Yeah. That has a heavy satin stitch around it, so I'm just going to leave the gold as the placement line. So here I went and just put all of these thread things up. I hope those stay with that new furniture. I don't know. I might put one of the pieces of that new furniture over there in that corner. That's probably what I'll do with it. Okay, there's the placement line for the wing. You know what? For these heavy applique quilts, we need a picture of a skeleton sitting here. Because you applique till you drop over dead. That takes forever on these machines, right? I don't need that one again. All right. Well, especially doing the 2 blocks together in one. And I'm only going to be doing that because this machine has the ability for much larger hoops. Those of you that are beginning embroidery, you will love it when you have upped your game to the point that you can actually get into software, take 2 blocks, same design, get into your software and put the same colors at the same time, and then do it, even up it again, and do your pre-cut your pieces. So do I trim the bird as close to the stitch as possible? Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you definitely want to do that. Now there's a difference real quick. Our hour is up, and but I just want to tell you guys real quick. So I trim the bird as close as possible to the stitching. there is going to be a heavy satin stitch right around here, okay? And you want to make sure you get as close as possible without fuzzies so that that satin stitch, I'll show you from the back, okay? So that that satin stitch, it's going to cover all of that. You don't want pokies of fibers from your applique fabric sticking out of that satin stitch. All right. Thank you, Debbie. Yes, please hit the thumbs up and like if you enjoyed the content. I appreciate you guys being here. This has been a lot of fun. I'm going to be working on crows and vines most of the day. Hopefully, I can show you finished blocks tomorrow. So, also Prim embroidery kit, which I am doing with Two Chicks Quilting. They put out a thread kit for it. So there are links below. We're going to go. I'll talk about that again some more tomorrow. I meant to do that today and got hung up with what I did at festival. I love you guys. Have a great day. Get behind your machine and go do something. Y'all go sew something. Bye.